Genre films are a rarity nowadays. Not that we don't have the talent to produce quality contents. It's just that the market dynamics won't allow the creators to create their original work. That is, they don't have the freedom to tell the story in the way they want to tell it. As a result, we get to see a lot of masala in the pan these days, and the media calls it pan-India films. Please forgive the pun there. To this moment, I find it difficult to wrap my head around the whole pan-India thing. And the unnecessary hype created around these movies sometimes goes overboard, making you all the more obnoxious. The question is, are we celebrating the kind of movies that deserve to be celebrated? My name is Timothy. In this episode of Semma Padam, we are going to talk about Arun Matheswaran's The Terrific Saani Kaayidham. We have a new addition to the list of remarkable storytellers in Tamil cinema, to the likes of Vetrimaran, Pa Ranjit, Mari Selvaraj and Tyagaraja Kumaraja. These filmmakers refuse to compromise their craft while finding a way to strike the right balance between storytelling and commercial aspects of cinema. Arun Matheswaran comes from the school of Tyagaraja Kumaraja of Super Deluxe fame. He draws inspiration from his master and world cinema to derive into a mind-blowing style of his own. There is a scene in the movie where Ponni, Suresh, the protagonist, knocks down a man trying to stab her in the neck and kicks open the door of a matador van from inside and points a gun right at him and says, "Yenna, sangala irakren sonna?" before she puts a bullet to his head. This is one of the many mass moments in Saani Kaayidham. Mass here is not tailor-made nor amplified to give you the adrenaline rush, but it's organic and also classy at the same time. Arun seems to have a fondness for violence, unlike Rocky Bhai who hates it. I walked straight into Saani Kaayidham without watching the filmmaker's previous work, Rocky. Though I only had a glimpse of his filmmaking style in the trailer, I knew the kind of talent Arun Matheswaran is. He definitely is not the kind who takes cinema for granted. He knows his craft and doesn't want to settle for the ordinary. Saani Kaayidham is built around the brutal sexual assault of Ponni. Talking of which willfully takes me back to the film's opening moments. Ponni looks at Sangaya, played by the terrific Selvaraghavan, and says, "Innoru kuttu kuttuna ava setruva, adukulla avala erikanum." Now that is your introduction to the kind of female protagonist you will travel with for the next 2.5 hours of the movie. The kind whose every nerve in the body is incised of vengeance. The kind you rarely get to see in a domestic cinema. The film is set in 1989 in rural Tamil Nadu and deals with caste-based politics and the atrocities of the landlords in that area. Arun narrates his story in 6 chapters, separated by a prologue and an epilogue. If we consider revenge drama as a separate genre in filmmaking, Saani Kaayidham stays true till the end. As much as the film delights you with its stunning visuals and crafty art, I had a problem with the violence depicted in the movie. Not with its severity, but how it was presented. Every time a bad guy gets killed going through extreme torture, it doesn't evoke the right emotion. I didn't quite shudder to see the painful ways people were getting slaughtered. I'm unsure if that was deliberate. Speaking of violence, the filmmaker has Malandu Malarada from Pasamalar, a vintage epic of Shivaji Ganeshan, play in the background when Ponni and Sangaya are slaying their target. It's an epic moment in the film, or let's just call it the director's touch. One of the biggest strengths of the movie is its cinematography. Yamini Yagnamurthy's work is terrific. There are these monochrome shots in the film that the director uses to communicate the character's mood, especially in the flashback scenes. These are the kind of shots you only see in classic movies. Yamini's wide-angle and close-up shots are a treat to watch. What a talent! I'm already a fan. You know the kind of work Selvaraghavan, the director, demands from his actors. Watching him deliver a path-breaking performance was an experience in itself. Kirti Suresh has put in her best effort to carry a role that demands a lot of maturity and manages to pull it off. The entire cast of Saani Kaayidham stuns you with their performances, including the visually impaired mysterious boy. Sam Sear's eccentric score adds a lot of value to the stunning visuals. Looking at how the film handles its emotions and deals with beautiful relationship amidst the bloodshed and brutality that centers the plot and touches upon a particular region's cultural and social aspects while giving you the relief of watching a world-class movie, Saani Kaayidham is a Semma Padam. Do check out the other segments on the Filmnut for an interesting perspective on cinema and how stories are told. Until the next time, let's roll.